Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about a film in which a beautiful widow woman falls in love with her son's friend. They start meeting in lonely places. What happens next? Watch the full episode to know. The story follows a woman named Sophia, who had just woken up from her sleep. Her husband, William, was a well-known author. However, tragedy struck when he was fatally stabbed while walking alone one night. With William gone, all the household responsibilities fell on Sophia's shoulders. She got ready for the day and then woke up her son, John. Due to the shock of his father's passing, John hadn't been to school for several days, but today he was finally returning. While Sophia stepped outside to start her day. Just as she did, she ran into Officer Norman, who was standing outside her home. Norman had been a school friend of Sophia's, and he was also investigating William's murder case. Over time, Norman had developed feelings for Sophia, and she was aware of it. However, neither of them ever addressed it directly. Instead, they focused on discussing the ongoing investigation into William's death. Meanwhile, at school, John found himself being bullied by a boy named Roy. But when another student, Harry, arrived, Roy backed off and left. John decided to help Harry gain the confidence to talk to Megan, and in return, Harry helped John navigate school life. The two of them soon became friends and started playing football together. Roy, still bitter, became furious upon seeing John play better than him. Fueled by jealousy, he attacked John in a fit of rage. But just like before, Harry stepped in to defend him. Later in the locker room, John thanked Harry for standing up for him and curiously asked why he was helping him so much. Harry revealed that he had also lost his father and understood the pain of growing up without one. This mutual understanding deepened their friendship. That evening, when Sophia returned home, she couldn't find John anywhere and grew worried. However, a short while later, he arrived with Harry. John excitedly introduced his new friend to his mother and told her that he had planned a small gathering at their house that night for his friends. Seeing her son so happy after such a long time warmed Sophia's heart. As night fell, John's friends arrived, and the house buzzed with laughter and conversation. Sophia prepared food for everyone, while Harry also joined in on the fun. Seeing John happy again filled Sophia with joy. As the party continued, she found herself glancing at Harry as if sensing something different about him. As soon as Harry glanced at her, she quickly turned her attention back to her tasks, as she didn't appreciate being watched. Just then, Sophia stepped out with breakfast. Meanwhile, Harry wandered around the house in search of a bathroom to freshen up. While exploring, he accidentally entered Sophia's room, where he noticed a framed photograph of her family. At that moment, Sophia walked in. When Harry explained that he had entered by mistake, she simply nodded. John had previously mentioned to Sophia how much Harry had helped him, so she took the opportunity to express her gratitude. Later that night, when most people had left, Sophia confided in John, telling him that she needed money. She revealed her decision to sell their old house. Hearing this, John informed her that Harry was also looking for a place to buy. The next day, Harry arrived to check out Sophia's house. When he inquired about the reason for selling, she admitted that financial difficulties had led her to make this decision. Harry then mentioned that his uncle was interested in purchasing the property. With that, they began exploring the house together. A few days later, John was playing football at school, demonstrating his impressive skills as usual. Watching this, Roy grew increasingly irritated. Unable to confront John directly, he decided to mess with his belongings in the locker room. However, when he reached John's locker, he found it securely locked, something Harry had done in advance to prevent Roy from causing trouble. Just then, Harry arrived and warned Roy to stay away from John. Meanwhile, Sophia had gone to her office, where she worked in real estate, though business had been slow lately. As she sat at her desk, an email notification popped up. The contents unsettled her. A short while later, she received a letter containing references to her past, something that had happened multiple times before. Concerned, she discussed it with her assistant, Julia, who advised her to reach out to Norman. Sophia found it unusual to discuss this matter with Norman, so she chose to remain silent. Meanwhile, at school, Harry encouraged John to ask Megan out. However, John lacked the confidence to approach her. Seeing John's hesitation, Harry took the initiative and spoke to Meghan, suggesting that she and John should spend time together. John had borrowed Harry's car, which meant Harry had to stay home until he returned. This left Sophia and Harry alone in the house. They engaged in a conversation, during which Sophia admitted that she never truly enjoyed her time with William. He was always too intense. She described how the fire within her remained unquenched. While Sophia and Harry were talking, John was out enjoying his time with Meghan. Meghan too had developed a liking for John, and before long the two started playing games. Later that night, as Sophia prepared for bed, she stepped into the shower. Sitting outside, Harry overheard the sound of running water, which stirred something within him. He got up and approached Sophia. When she saw him, she told him to leave, but instead, Harry undressed and stepped into the shower. Sophia remained silent as Harry started burning firecrackers in the cave. Sometime later, John returned home. Not seeing anyone around, he tried calling Maria. Just then, Harry appeared in front of him. For the first time in a long while, Sophia had felt a different kind of satisfaction. Despite having a strong exterior, Harry's living conditions weren't as impressive. In reality, he wasn't who he pretended to be. The letters and emails Sophia had been receiving all along had actually been sent by him. A few days later at school, Roy approached Meghan and warned her about Harry, insisting that he was hiding something. However, the words make him uneasy. After careful thought, he devises a plan and includes John in it. Later, when they are all gathered at the playground, Harry intentionally injures his hand and falsely accuses Roy of causing it. As per the plan, John supports Harry's claim. The situation quickly escalates, and soon the police arrive at the school, as it was considered a serious matter. With all the evidence stacked against Roy, the school administration expels him. Sophia, deeply concerned, takes her son home. That evening, Sophia receives a message from Harry expressing his desire to visit his old house again. She agrees, and once night falls, she meets up with him. Both are overjoyed to see each other. Soon, Harry started playing game with Sophia. Unbeknownst to them, someone secretly records their game. The next day, Meghan confronts John and shows him the footage she captured of Sophia and Harry the previous night. Meghan had already uncovered the truth about Harry. Later, when she confronts Harry about it, he calls her to meet him. At the same time, he also reaches out to Sophia, luring her to a meeting. Sensing something off, she informs Norman before heading there. Upon arrival, she confronts Harry, demanding answers. He then reveals a shocking truth. He is the son of the man with whom she once had an affair. After she abandoned his father, the man took his own life. Harry holds Sophia responsible for his father's death and has been seeking revenge ever since. Harry confesses to murdering William and hands Sophia a knife, ordering her to take her own life. If she refuses, he threatens to kill John, whom he has already captured. Refusing to submit to his demands, Sophia fights back, stabbing Harry before fleeing. Just then, Norman arrives. Sophia quickly explains everything and sets out to rescue John. Harry had mentioned that John was being held in the forest, so she and Norman race there. Sophia rushes to save her son, while Harry launches a brutal attack on Norman, stabbing him and taking his gun. However, in the chaos, Meghan and John manage to break free. Despite his injuries, Norman struggles to defend Sophia. Just as Harry is about to kill her, Meghan intervenes, delivering a fatal blow to him. In the aftermath, Sophia accepts Norman's love, bringing the story to its conclusion.